And all we ask from government is to play open cards, don't abuse land reform to achieve other means. We know what this is about. It's about minerals, and it's about assisting the Chinese to extend their economic influence area in South Africa. We know that the country's president is in China at the moment, which is not, of course, a coincidence.
On 24 July 2018, a joint media conference with the President of China and South African President Cyril Ramaphosa announced that China would invest $14.7 billion in the South African economy. The Chinese President was on a state's visit to South Africa. Trade and Industry Minister Rob Davis later announced that China was considering the establishment of a metallurgical project in a special economic zone. It was clear that the stakeholders in the South African steel industry were not informed or approached to discuss the Musina project, nor were they consulted. This started the red lights flickering for solidarity because the nature of the steel plant products to be manufactured at the Musina Special Economic Zone will be in direct competition with the products manufactured in the local steel industry. The steel market in South Africa and the pressure on the international steel industry have resulted in the margins on which the local steel industry operates being very marginal, and any additional competition in the market will surely result in a closure of our local industry and plants. This will mean that thousands more South Africans workers will lose their jobs.
Kyk, die waarde van die steenkool volgens die hele RIF is ongeveer 70 miljard rand. Maar ek wil net vir jou verwys, daar was vroeër in die verlede week het Ted Blom met die SAIK 'n onderhoud gevoer waar hy gereken het dat steenkool se waarde gaan tussen 2 en 3 maal in die volgende 3 jaar gaan dit verhoog. En veral thermocoal en coking coal.
These things are taking place under the auspices of land restitution and for the people that farm. The people want to own and work their land. And it's all about something different. It's not about agriculture. In this case, it's all about mining.
En teen te staan tot voordeel van al die boere in Suid-Afrika en te sorg dat daar, indien daar onteiening sou wees, dat dit teen markwaarde geskied. Ons moet ook help om die gemeenskap te beskerm teen uitbuiting van mynbouaksie, want die impak wat die myn op daai gemeenskap gaan hê, gaan enorm wees. Die omgewingsimpak gaan enorm wees en dit gaan bestaande aktiwiteite in die gebied ook vernietig.
The letter was served on them was on the 29th of March. It's only 2 days after the publication of the minister's letter. And if you go and look at that date on your calendar, you will see it's the day before the long weekend that started on the 30th of March to the 2nd of April. So we don't, why we mention this is underhanded play and unethical if you don't want the democracy to go through the legal process, because what we are seeing now is that the minister tried to aggravate the preparations made that should have been made by Akkerland. And that is the reason, because we believe in transparency, that is the reason why AfriForum published the list we received that was circulated within the department. Of course, you know by now that that list existence was denied. But also not a coincidence is that Akkerland Boerdery, the 2 farms that is in their possession, was the first 2 farms on that list. So we also saw denials from government, but then of course they're already busy with expropriation for only a fraction of the property value on those properties.